A very good evening. Welcome to Biz Roundup on our television on another weekend. I'm Ashinsani Veerasinghe. Let's have a look at the headlines first. International Finance Corporation comes forward with a $25 million loan to assist the COVID-19 effect of Sri Lanka's economy. The CSE researches its market capitalization an all-time high last Wednesday and records the highest number of trades within a market day. Sri Lanka commences the exporting of seafood to Ukraine on a new route from Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport. News in detail. Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has assured of early recommencement of medical tourism for Seychelles in the post-COVID world. At the recent meeting held at the Foreign Ministry with Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and the outgoing High Commissioner of Seychelles in Colombo, Conrad Vincent Medrick, Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has expressed Sri Lanka's commitment to enhance close collaboration in areas of trade, agriculture, medical tourism, blue economy, hospitality, financial sector and information technology, while acknowledging the steadfast support extended by Seychelles to Sri Lanka in the realm of multilateral and international apparatus. High Commissioner Medrick emphasized the importance of cooperation between Sri Lanka and Seychelles, which has huge potential to reach new heights in the post-COVID world. The High Commissioner also apprised the opportunities open for Sri Lankan professionals and skilled workers in Seychelles in numerous fields such as in education, health, financial, tourism sectors and commended on the state-of-the-art service rendered by hospitality and health industries of Sri Lanka, by which several people of Seychelles benefit annually. Foreign Minister Gunawardena responded to this, claiming to assure the envoy of early resumption of medical tourism for the people of Seychelles. Despite the closure of the High Commission of Seychelles in Colombo due to economic constraints posed by the COVID-19 crisis, the High Commissioner handed over a letter to the Foreign Minister seeking permission to appoint an honorary consul for Sri Lanka. As Indian Ocean nations, both parties agreed to consolidate the existing relations, embracing new areas of cooperation in the years ahead. IFC, a member of the World Bank Group, has agreed to provide a $25 million loan to Nations Trust Bank in an effort to provide improved access to critical working capital for Sri Lankan businesses impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic and to help preserve jobs.
Thus, this financing package, which will be used by NTB to help small and medium-sized enterprises and corporates, is part of IFC's $8 billion global COVID-19 fast-track financing facility supporting companies to stay afloat during the ongoing public health crisis. This investment comes under the Working Capital Solutions Program of the COVID-19 Response Envelope, which provides $2 billion globally to emerging market banks, enabling them to keep operating and preserve jobs. This is IFC's second investment in Sri Lanka through its global $8 billion fast-track COVID-19 facility. IFC also provided a $50 million loan to Commercial Bank of Ceylon to expand lending to SMEs affected by COVID-19, with over a third dedicated to women-owned businesses. On the other hand, Commercial Bank of Ceylon added that the high volume of concession loans was in addition to the relief that the bank granted to customers in the form of debt, capital or interest moratoriums on 81,387 existing loans with a capital outstanding of 443 billion rupees, as well as repayment of outstanding credit card balances. The total of 29.6 billion rupees in COVID-19 support loans disbursed by the bank as of 30 December 2020 under multiple relief schemes to provide working capital loans to pandemic-affected businesses included loans provided under the central bank mandated program as well as the bank's own support schemes. Under the Working Capital Loan Scheme titled Saubhagya COVID-19 Renaissance Facility launched by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Commercial Bank has registered 5,637 applications with a total value of 28 billion rupees over the three phases of the program and disbursed 5,387 loans with a value of 26.6 billion rupees at the close of 2020.
Co-Cabinet spokesman Minister Udaya Gammanpilla stressed that the government encourages all the investors to reinvest their bonds. Addressing the weekly Cabinet media briefing, Minister Gammanpilla said that it was a process of rolling over and the advantage was taken by the government in foreign debt repayment in 2020.
Last year, our total amount payable was $6.8 billion. But we were able to roll over bonds worth of $2.3 billion. In other words, holders of those bonds decided to reinvest in the bonds, roll over in capital as well as the interest as a further investment. That's why we were able to fully settle $6.8 billion worth loans by just paying $4.5 billion. This year, our total liability is $6,865 million, so more or less the same, or slightly more, I would say. So we are confident, as we did in the previous year, we will be able to settle the entire amount without any delay or without any default. Yes, we encourage investors to roll over their investment as much as possible. If they do so, that will be a great relief for the government.
We will now take a short break. Welcome back after the break. Sri Lanka commenced exporting seafood to Ukraine on a new route from Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport, promoting Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport as a cargo transshipment hub, linking the airport and seaport via bonded trucking and rail. SkyUp Airlines PQ 555 outward flight to Ukraine has carried more than 658 kilograms of fish and seafood from Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport last week. These fish and seafood exports were comprised of edible tuna, prawns and mullets. Director of Operations, Airport and Aviation Services, Sri Lanka Private Limited, Shehan Sumanasekaran said Sri Lanka has emerged as a quality fish and seafood exporter, and addressing such opportunities, Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport is ready and equipped to handle increased volumes of seafood air freight cargo in the future. Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport is positioned as an exotic tourism destination, utilizing its strategic geographical location to increase passenger movements and now aggressively marketing its capability to attract cargo exports from Sri Lanka while establishing an international market for the local producers to market fresh vegetables, fisheries, fresh fruits and ornamental fish, which brings in foreign remittances. Moreover, Sumanasekaran stated that plans are afoot to promote Mattala Rajapaksa International Airport as a cargo transshipment hub in the future, linking the airport and seaport via bonded trucking and rail. Foreign Secretary Admiral Professor Joynath Kulumage asserts that despite the numerous forecasts, the country's foreign remittance is doing well despite the numerous stories of losing the employment opportunities of Sri Lankans abroad. Foreign Secretary Kulumage said that although the tourism sector was affected by COVID-19 pandemic, Sri Lanka is still hopeful on the sectors such as foreign remittance and exports.
Now, if you look at 2020, the economic and the 2021, the economic situation of the country is not what we would have hoped for. It is going to be a very challenging 2021. How do we manage or how do we overcome the obstructions on our way in 2021? We all know that we have some main incomes. Export is one, and fortunately, year on year, we managed somehow to survive the 2019 level in exports because we have widened our export basket a little. Now, earlier we were never producing even a PPE, but now we are manufacturing PPEs and exporting to other countries. And also our tea has a better market. So the export level has remained somewhat year on year the normal. And very surprisingly, the foreign remittance, that's the people who are working abroad, that has not gone down despite the belief that large number of Sri Lankans working abroad have lost their jobs, but still the foreign remittance keep coming. And the third category is tourism, and unfortunately we know that tourism is at a very, very low, near zero level.
Colombo Stock Exchange is proving that it is back on its right tracks and announced two significant milestones last Wednesday. The CSE reached its market capitalization an all-time high value of 3.25 trillion rupees, and it also recorded 52,559 trades, which is the highest number of trades recorded within a market day. Investors have been turning to the stock market as their preferred choice for investment, as the benchmark all-share price index has indicated a gain of 75% since the fall to its lowest point in a decade 2020, indicating that the stock market has consistently gathered momentum over a level of time. The CSE welcomes the upturn of the Sri Lankan stock market and is committed to consolidate on this to introduce growth initiatives that will sustain the performance and interest in our stock market. The regulatory framework of the stock market has been strengthened on several aspects in recent times, including the supervision of stockbroker firms, monitoring of market risk and credit risk, and market surveillance and enforcement mechanisms for listed companies. CSE recorded two significant milestones last Wednesday, with the market capitalization reaching an all-time high value of 3.25 trillion rupees and recording 52,559 trades, which is the highest number of trades recorded within a market day since the previous record of 49,921 carried out on 18th August 2011. On Wednesday, the benchmark all-share price index also gained 160.99 points, closing on 7,443.23, which was the highest recorded since 21st August 2015. Now, Assistant Manager of Research of Investment Institution First Capital Holdings, Achyutan Srirangan, will be providing us the detailed analysis of the trading of the Colombo Stock Exchange of the last 4 days, along with a forecast for the coming week.
We saw a market, it's a continuous bullish trend for the last 4 days of the session, and the market roughly increased by 600 points for the last 4 trading sessions. It's mainly supported by the local buying interest and less foreign buying actually. And for then, it's a market recording a very high turnover participation, because for the last 4 trading days, and turnover mostly coming from the more than 7 billion or turnover plus for each trading session. And for the buying side, mainly we are seeing the buying interest in the transportation sectors, and then buying in the manufacturing counters, and we feel the low interest rate is push the people to buy more stocks into the market, because we have a less the alternative investment to our fixed deposits. The manufacturing counters and the transportation sectors counters, and which got the tax benefit from the government for the last budget, will boost or show the good results. With that, we might feel those counters profitability expectation create the bullish sentiment on the retail investors, and which uptick the most of the share prices today.
And that's all the news for this week. We shall see you tomorrow with State of Business at 7:45 p.m. Until then, take care. Good night.